Hi friends, I'm going to go through a quick overview of our Project 4 for English 111 today. The whole concept of Unit 4 for our class is the idea of once we've worked through our semester. Unit 1, we talked about being able to identify good information and rhetorical analysis, figuring out what was going on. Unit 2, we talked about doing research and finding good information since we knew now how to analyze information from our Unit 1. Unit 3 was argument and presenting good arguments based on quality information that we found in research and knowing our information's quality, from Unit 1. And now that we have an argument, we're going to take our information and actually advocate or argue for something. It's not just saying you're wrong. It's to say this is the best solution or this is the best idea going forward and this is why. So our Unit 4 and our Project 4, which is the culmination of our semester, is writing a proposal and posing solutions. And in order to keep this relevant and in order to make this a practical application of these skills for you, I want to talk you through this process. And so I want you to close your eyes for a moment, metaphorically possibly, and think about something that you could propose or something that you would want to happen in order to improve NMC or improve your NMC experience. Now, you will know from hanging out with me all semester, I love NMC. I love teaching here. I love being a part of the NMC community. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean there aren't places that we can make improvements or make changes in order to improve the student experience. So what are those places? What are those things we can do to make changes? So brainstorming on that. So it might be just making a small change. It might be things that are lacking. In previous semesters, I've had students write about parking. I've had students write about things like creating an outdoor equipment checkout system at the library where you can check out a kayak or camping equipment or other things and then use them for all the natural resources we have in our area. I've had students write proposals about being able to tip the nice ladies that work in our Starbucks here on campus because they work for the catering company, the company that provides our meal services, and their company policy is they don't allow tips. So even though the barista is fixing you a drink, that person is not allowed to accept tips. I had a student write a proposal about that. That was something that was meaningful to her as somebody who had worked previously in the service industry. I had students, one of my favorite ones was writing a proposal to create a hammock space where between West Hall and the Health Sciences Building, creating some different wooden 4x4 posts with hooks on them where you can hang your hammock and have kind of a cool hangout space. And just this past year, I had students write a proposal that they turned into MDOT, which is the Michigan Department of Transportation, the college, and some of the city government officials about creating a left-hand turn lane onto College Drive, which is the main entry onto campus. And as you noticed, if you've driven into campus lately, there is now a left-hand turn arrow there and present. So these are real proposals that do make real impact. And the creation of that turn signal on our campus is evidence that when you create these proposals and people believe in your proposal and want to see these things happen, they can happen. Hopefully, proposal that came up a year ago in the fall, I had students write about creating art display areas in the different academic buildings. They were asking for $500 to get framing and hanging equipment. That proposal was accepted and they were granted the ability to access that money, and then unfortunately COVID-19 happened and we weren't able to put things in action because buildings were closed. But the point of the story is, if you advocate for something and believe in something, we can make it happen. It's not enough to argue and complain about it. It's to say, this is what we should do to fix it. And that's what we're going to talk through in these posing solutions, writing a proposal piece. So step 1, we've done our brainstorming. And, hypothetically, hopefully by now, you have a pretty good idea of what you want to do. So choose your project. So what is that thing that you want to do? And know that you are going to be able to put this proposal together. I'm going to switch markers here for a little bit because I'm running out of ink on that one. So choose your project, what's your idea? And third part right here, we're going to make a little mind map for a second. And I think I might be changing markers once again. So step one, smack dab in the middle of your page, tell me what your idea is. Give me your justifications. Your justifications are your supporting pieces of your argument of why you think this should happen. So tell me why. Why should we do this? Related to your justification is your outcomes. Tell me what you want to occur as a result of doing this. Now, your proposal might cost money. So tell me, what kind of supplies do you need? What kind of a budget are we working on here? Similar with that, what are your logistics? If we need supplies, who is going to install this? Who is going to maintain it? Who are the people, the gatekeepers, so to speak, that you need to talk to in order to make this happen? And like we said, who's going to install it, who's going to maintain it, so on and so forth. I'm just going to say MAINT being maintenance. Now, there's obviously going to be a lot of information in regards to details, like what are the important details and what is your plan? So in terms of this, what is it that you're proposing? How are you going to go about making this happen? Again, all of these pieces are obviously interrelated. Trying to think of what else I want to put in here. Oh, last piece is relate to here. Examples elsewhere. So a proposal from prior semesters was creating a gun locker on campus. Michigan colleges such as NMC obviously have a no weapons policy on campus. However, because acknowledging we live in northern Michigan where hunting, fishing, outdoor activities and recreation are very popular, we recognize students who are not from the area but come up to go to school here or come to school here may want to do something like go deer hunting. Well, according to our policies, they wouldn't be able to store their deer rifle and or bow, et cetera, on campus because that violates the weapons policy. Colleges and universities like Michigan Tech, Lake Superior State, and Central Michigan University have developed what's called a gun locker, where you put your hunting equipment, including any blades, so like a fillet knife if it's over 3 inches, bows, arrows, guns, so on and so forth, ammunition, and have created that system to create a safe way for students to bring those items to campus and store them safely. And then when they go off of campus to go do their hunting or recreational activity, they can go do so, then come back to campus, check it back into that locker, and do that. But examples such as that to say, this is how other places have done it, really help support your argument or your proposal. So last piece of this whole mind map that you've just developed is acknowledging counter arguments. Obviously, you know that people have strong thoughts and opinions about weapons and guns on campus, as we used in our example over here. How do you acknowledge people's strong opinions and thoughts on that, and then nullify or address their concerns, so to speak? That's what you want to do in counter-arguments. You want to acknowledge that those counter-arguments are there, and then take and address them appropriately. So step 4, as I'm running out of space here, so we'll make step 4 pretty quick. Step 4 is taking all of this information right here and writing it up. Obviously, I just gave you headings of these pieces, but in all of these boxes, you're going to plug in the specific information for your particular proposal. So take all of that information and you're going to write it up into your document. So you